very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from myself, Coach, and Marcus behind the camera. Enjoy this special Christmas edition of Poke Nation with Makai Paris and Pamela Fosse and the best of Poke Nation. We'll see you next week and have a Happy New Year as well.
Welcome back to Poke Nation. It is an extreme honor of mine to have Miss Pamela Fosse. Welcome to Poke Nation.
Thank you.
Awesome. So, Assistant Communications Director, been at McNeese for a couple years. 42, I know. But first thing we need to talk about, I know we talked a little bit about it before, but this, I feel, I'm sorry, I'm going to apologize for being in the middle between Jim and me. Okay, we have an interesting relationship, but he's the, we'll ask you all the tough questions. I'm the one that's easy. Okay. All right. So Pam, 42 years at McNeese. Okay. First question comes to mind. Why stay 42 years?
Because it's a small university. It's like family. Like it's not far from it wasn't far from my home. Far enough to get away on the weekend. Close enough to go home on the weekend. And basically they recruited me a little bit. So, but I didn't get a scholarship, so I walked on and eventually got a scholarship.
So where did you grow up?
Gaydon, Louisiana. Duck capital of America. Gaydon.
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 You ever been there, Coach?
I have not.
Duck capital. You like hunting?
I just got into duck hunting about 2 years ago, and I'm all about it. I love it.
Duck capital of America.
Why is that such a shot? I'm a really good shot too.
I've actually been through Gaydon many times.
Really?
When I lived in Abbeville after the hurricane, I had to drive through.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, it's something else that, and Jim wrote an unbelievable article that got a lot of traction in the community. But this is Cancer Awareness Month, and you are a 3-time cancer survivor, which is unbelievable. Talk a little bit about that journey for you.
Well, it was a shock to say the least. I was actually at a basketball game, and the first time I kind of had a pain in my stomach, went to the hospital, and that's when they found ovarian cancer, so it hysterectomy. 2 months later, this was in 2001, November 2001. 2 months later, just happened to feel my chest right here. There's a lump, and so I was like, I need to go check that out. Found out it was breast cancer, and then from that point on, I was like, I'm going to MD Anderson because number one cancer not far away. And then just went through all that, different things with all that, back and forth. And then in 2010, my sister passed away from cancer, and colon cancer. And so I was like, well, I probably need to get a colonoscopy. Sure enough, did a colonoscopy with cancer. And then from that point on, had another surgery, and ever since 10 years ago, been cancer-free. I mean, just different things. A lot of operations, a lot of visits to MD Anderson. I still go yearly. In fact, got back last week, Thursday, for my yearly exam, so everything's good with all that.
That's awesome.
So it's just been a quiet journey, and a lot of people along the way helped me. I'm gonna Bridget Morton and Gail Hinton. They took me to every doctor visit in Houston. I don't know what I'd do without them too. During that.
The thing is, you didn't like to talk about it, but you kind of wanted to talk about it now. You said because you thought it could do some good, especially to get the word out about, especially early
detection.
Yeah, early detection, but being aggressive on knowing about it and that. And why did you want to do that?
Well, because I found out that early detection. I know people are scared to go to the doctor and all that, but if you catch it early, I mean, your risk of living longer increases, and like sometimes you don't have to have surgery, sometimes you don't have to have chemo and all that. Now people are like scared of chemo, and yeah, it is something to go through. I'm not going to say that it wasn't nothing to go through, but sometimes you don't have to have chemo and all that good or operations. So early detection is definitely the key.
I think you made the point last week when we were talking. You said it's important for people to realize you can survive cancer, that it's not a death sentence. Yeah.
Correct. That's why you catch it early. So, and whenever people say the word cancer, they all, oh Lord, I'm not going to live, but you can live, and I mean,
you're testament to that.
Yeah.
So getting your story out really Have you heard from people since then?
Yes, a lot, a lot of people. Thanks to you. I mean, thank you for that story. I appreciate it.
Yeah, but more importantly, they have people said they're now more aware of the situation.
Yes.
I mean, the point of that was to get out the word that, one, it is survivable, but two, it's important that you take care of yourself.
Yes, get your yearly checkups for sure.
Well, I'll tell you this, Pam, it's, what you mean to this department, it's hard to put in words, and obviously it was a great article, but when we get into this next segment, I really want to talk about your role here and all that you do. I mean, you think about, where you started 42 years ago and where you are now in your career, and you're a staple in this athletic department. And, people have come and gone, but I will tell you that the respect that everyone in this department comes in with and leaves with for you is something that you can't, it's hard to put in words. And I just want to tell you, we appreciate you, and I'm excited to get into that the next segment.
And for 42 years, she knows where all the skeletons are buried.
All of them are
And I'm
buried.
going to tell you, she's going to know where yours is buried when you leave here.
100%.
We'll get into that next on Poke Nation when we come back.
Ever since I was young, I've known what I wanted to do. Sure, I had some guidance along the way. Thanks, Mom and Dad. But eventually, I had all I wanted. Family, career. It went by fast. Now I'm here. Retirement. And thanks to sound financial planning, it will be all I hoped for. And our children will have a secure legacy. For me, retirement is the next great chapter in my life.
Ferdinandson Financial Group. Let us help you make a plan.
Welcome to Nogales Mexican Cuisine and Bar, where every dish is crafted with fresh ingredients bursting with flavor. Make your date night unforgettable with our authentic Mexican dishes in a cozy and unique setting. Experience our warm and welcoming staff dedicated to ensuring your dining experience is nothing short of exceptional. Unwind at our bar with weekly drink specials perfect for any occasion. Nogales Mexican Cuisine and Bar, where great food, people, and drinks come together.
We're back with Pamela Foss. 42 years, a member of the McNeese family, started as a walk-on guard
That's correct.
from a small town, and you stayed the whole time. What have you seen as the growth of the university, and what was it like back when you started here?
The growth, a lot of growth. Buildings, facilities, just everything. I mean, coaches coming and going, stuff like that. That's about it.
What about the growth of women's sports? Because you've been a part of really the infancy of Title IX, and now you've seen it to where you've got more attention than ever on women's sports. How does that make you feel, and how important have you seen kind of McNeese change over the years with that?
I mean, I like it. It makes me. It's very important. Added a lot of sports. I think beach volleyball last year. I think soccer was another one that was added. We don't have women's golf anymore, but that was another sport that was added whenever I was here. There, it's just the way they travel. I mean, I traveled in vans. Whenever I was playing. Now it's buses every trip, and that's good. I mean, that's good. The facilities are phenomenal here. I mean, I played in Memorial Gym where they just tore it down. Memorial Gym in the Civic Center. But these facilities are amazing.
Yeah, having them on camp, having everything on campus is really something that you kind of take pride in, but also it's a very good recruiting tool.
Yes, very, very good.
Well, Pam, let me ask you this. So talk a little bit about your day-to-day, okay? I mean, and because it's not, the thing about athletics, I say this all the time, is it's not just 8 to 5, right? Like there's weekends, there's holidays, fall breaks. I mean, what is a fall break, right? So like, but talk a little bit about your day-to-day and your job responsibilities, the sports you cover, et cetera.
I'd say every day's different because you don't do the same thing every day. So from August till May, I'm just going to say we in sports information don't have a weekend off. We don't. We don't just work home events. We work away events. Sometimes we travel, sometimes we don't. If you don't travel, you're at home watching the game on ESPN Plus, tweeting, doing all that good stuff. For me, the spring is the worst for me. In February especially, because you got basketball still going on and then all the spring sports. And it's just, sometimes you have 4 events going on at
That's right.
one day, and could be at a basketball game watching a softball game on the computer. I mean, that's basically what it is.
Well, and I think what people really don't realize, and I didn't realize it when I was coaching, and I always say, I say that to a lot of people when I go speak, is every coach should spend time as an administrator first before they become a coach, because they would have more appreciation for what the staffs have to go through. To your point, when you get into February, you got wrapping up women's basketball, softball starting, you have tennis, track and field, like it's a lot. So
It's a lot.
the ability to give each sport their due, if you will, the tweets, because and we'll get into that too, but it's not just, hey, I come to this game or I check out at Friday at 5.
Yeah.
Talk about, from the sports information standpoint, the evolution, right? When you got in 42 years ago, it was,
Paper. Just paper.
Just paper. And now, like you mentioned, tweeting and all that. Talk about the evolution of this part of the industry.
Yeah, it was paper and pencil, I'm telling y'all. I'm not kidding. I mean, we still have some stuff on file where, it's not computerized. It was after game. You might understand this more than he, but like for game by game stats, we had to do each person, write it out, and then type it on a sheet of paper to give him updated stats or a box score. I mean, we were keeping, everybody had, like, one person did assists, one person did this, and then we put it all together on one sheet for a box score. And it's, in fact, last week I was just going through some of the files, and it was how did we do this? Like, how did our play-by-play guy type so fast to have play-by-play?
And to carry around the big typewriter.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it was, and now it's all computerized, which you're just calling out numbers, and somehow it spits out.
And you guys have gone this year to a lot of video.
Yes.
It seems like you've kind of gone into video. How much is that dictated by the fact that that's what the kids want?
A lot,
You become a recruiting
yes,
tool.
Yes, exactly. You have to keep up with times, and if you don't, you're going to get left behind. And people would like to look at video more than read right now.
Oh, yeah. And this guy even goes on video 5 times a week or something like that. Starts telling the world what's going on. That's got to embarrass your department a little bit, doesn't it?
It's good. You got to, like I said, you got to keep up or you're going to get left behind.
But what have you noticed about the kids, dealing with the kids? You used to be the only information for them. You would get the stories out. Now you almost have to control them giving out their own stories, don't you?
Yeah, but you can't do that because it's just so hard. Sometimes I find out stuff from them that I need to know, and you can't. There's no way of controlling that. I don't think. You just kind of talk to them before and say, hey, this is what you shouldn't do this.
Think before hitting send.
Right, and then hopefully they listen to you and don't put anything out there that they shouldn't.
Always think before hitting send. Pam, thanks for joining us. A great story on how you've kind of changed and how you're helping people. I want to thank you for your time. When we come back with Coach's final thoughts after this.
Thank you very much.
The Cowboys are going to do some really big things. Really big.
McNeese athletes bring big energy, big plays, and big spirit to every game. That's why Lakeside is proud to be such a huge fan. We're a hometown team too, in the business of backing big dreams across our community every day. And we always bank on big wins with McNeese Sports. Go big with Lakeside and McNeese.
New to Lake Charles, but not Louisiana, Mockler Beverage has been a leading Anheuser-Busch distributor for over 35 years. Known for an unwavering commitment to quality and service, we're excited to bring our excellence to Southwest Louisiana. Our exceptional portfolio of brands ensures we have the perfect beverage for every taste and occasion. Experience the Mockler difference, where every sip tells a story of excellence and satisfaction. Mockler Beverage, we serve Southwest Louisiana. For more information or to join the team, go to mocklerbeverage.com.
Welcome back to Poke Nation. Joining us now is Cowboy basketball player DJ Richards, Mr. Personality himself. Always a joy to be able to talk to DJ. Well, DJ, this is your second year here with the Cowboys now. Mm-hmm. Just kind of take us through how you got to this point here in Lake Charles.
Well, Coach Wade, honestly, he believed in me. Coming from UTSA, it was kind of rough over there. won probably 7 games, 9 games all year. But Coach Wade seen something in me, and he held me to a high standard, and I was able to hold off for the most part. You know he's going to yell at me anyway, but I mean, I did the best I could, and I'm back again. So I'm ready to try to do the same thing we did last year, just a little bit more.
What was your first impression? Now, did you know Coach Wade before you got here? Or what was your first impression when you finally got on the court with him?
I definitely watched LSU games growing up. Like, who wasn't watching LSU? They was running college basketball for a little bit, at least when he was there. So when I seen him and when I entered the portal and I seen Coach Wade call me, I was like, I know who this is. And then getting on the court with him, I was like, oh, I see why they were good, because he don't play at all. So it was definitely an eye-opening experience, and I just loved it. I took the situation head on.
Okay, so let's get into your personality a little bit. I'm watching this video of everybody going through and talking and calling season ticket holders, and they're all reading basically from a script.
Yeah.
And it seems like after the second call, you said, "I don't do scripts."
Yeah, I don't do scripts.
And all of a sudden, and then you start having conversations with people. What was that like? And were people shocked that you were talking to them? Or
yeah, I mean, first off, we have probably, if not the best fans. They're very supportive, and they make us feel like it's at home. And honestly, when I did when we were calling everybody, they gave us a paper and it had the script on it. I didn't even know that it was a script on the paper. So when I was talking, I was just talking to them like, hey, thank you for, buying the tickets. And by the 8th call, I'm reading the paper finally. I'm like, oh, we're supposed to be reading off of it. So it was too late then. I was like, man, I might as well just finish and talk to everybody the same way that I'm talking to everybody else. So I mean, it was just.
I think that's one of the many reasons people love you, though, because you are genuine.
Yeah.
You're not fake. You are real. Especially you see it after the games on the court. The same thing. You see even with the media, with Jim, with KPLC. You are genuine. You are a true person. You like to have fun. You like to take the mic. You like to do your own interviews. You did that after the championship game and everything. And have you always been that? Have you always had that kind of a personality?
Yeah.
And where does that come from?
Yeah, it's definitely. I'm gonna shout out both of my parents, because it's it gives and takes. So look, my parents have good and bad sides, but I luckily got the good in both of them. So I took both of their good personalities. Like, sometimes my dad likes to hide from the camera, but my mom likes to be in front of the camera. And my mom sometimes says the wrong thing in front of the camera, but my dad's up there, he says the right thing. So I luckily got both of them, the good parts of both of them. I want to be in front of the camera, and I'm going to say, for the most part, the right thing. Some people don't like what I'm going to say, but I mean, you got to live you know what I'm saying? You got to live with it. But and also my sister, if you see my sister, Dee Dee, she's actually very good at being in front of the camera. So, and we always grew up having karaoke nights, so I was never scared of the moment. I sung, and I really can't sing in front of a lot of people. So
now we had a media day a few weeks ago, and one of the questions that was asked to you was, what do you see yourself doing when your basketball career is done? You had several answers there.
Yeah, I really can't answer that question. I really want to play basketball till the wheels fall off, but I feel like I could be an actor. I feel like if I really took the music life serious, I'd be a great rapper or whatever. But I could be a comedian. I don't know. Look, whatever.
You're the jack of all trades.
Yeah, you feel me? So I'm just gonna I'm gonna do whatever, God leads me. But I feel like I have a one of a kind personality to where I could just figure it out and at all costs, I'm just gonna be myself at the end of the day.
Well, we see that. We see you're not shy.
Yeah, for sure.
And we see that on the court because you're not shy of any shot.
Oh no.
So it does carry over into your whole life. Your sister plays in the WNBA. Are you a better basketball player than your sister?
I'm gonna just let my sister. I'm gonna let everybody. I'm gonna let my sister say that she's the best. I feel like you just gotta give what you want. Dee Dee's gonna do all the things. Everybody wants to be on Dee Dee's team. She's gonna grab rebounds, dive on the ball. Even though at first she really don't get it messed up. Dee Dee could get buckets, but I mean, I'm just gonna give it to her. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but y'all pick. Y'all know what it is.
But you can shoot.
I'm gonna knock it down. I'm gonna knock it down.
When we come back with DJ, we're going to talk about this year's team compared to last year's team and some of his thoughts on the rest of college basketball after this.
Whether it's an injury case, a property case, or a business dispute, our lawyers are at the top of their game. Ask anyone who knows us. At Veron Bice, we don't enter popularity contests. The only ratings we care about are the verdicts we've obtained for our clients. Ask anyone who knows us.
We're back on Poke Nation with DJ Richards, the sharpshooting, quick-talking McNeese State guard. Now, you're a junior this year. Last year, you guys went 30-4, shocked everybody who didn't know what you guys had bringing in.
Yeah.
But you guys knew.
Yeah. But
But this year, it seems like there's more talent on this team, but expectations are much higher. What's a different kind of vibe about the team?
I feel like we're more deep as far as like depth wise, but I feel like it's gonna be way more tougher than like people are recognizing. Last year when we were going against teams, it was like we don't feel like playing as McNeese, but like now people are gonna look at us on the schedule and be like, we're playing McNeese. So we're gonna definitely have to attack the situation and come in the situation with a whole different mentality than last year. We gotta step up like a whole another notch, and we're gonna have to play way harder, do things way more specific, and focus on all the details across the board because things are going to be harder this year. We're not no team to sneak. We're not sneaking up on anybody. Everybody knows that it's McNeese, and they know the people that we brought here to McNeese, so nothing's going to be easy. So we're not taking anything lightly.
The schedule, much tougher, much better at home, too. The two non-division ones are gone. Santa Clara is coming here. North Texas is coming here. How much are you guys looking forward to that? Because you heard about the schedule last year, and that's what people said. How much are you looking forward to playing these teams?
I definitely am looking forward to playing these teams, especially bringing really good teams into the Legacy Center, because I feel like last year before the season started, we were playing non-D1 teams, and they only got to see us play the conference teams. But now we're bringing in teams from American and Santa Clara. That's a really good team.
Yeah.
So bringing in that type of talent into the Legacy Center is going to be big for the community, and just let them seeing like us in the trenches, like here, like with our fan base. Like we usually go against good teams at their crowd or March Madness, as y'all can see. So they coming home. They coming here with us. So we gonna, you feel me?
Oh yeah.
You feel me?
Right. Now, last year you led the league in three-point percentage. You knocked down 83 three-pointers.
Yeah.
What does it take to be that good of a three-point shooter?
Reps on reps. I literally I be having dreams sometimes when I'm shooting. Like I literally, all I think about is shooting, and like the type of shots, the quality of the shots, and like sometimes the shot that's not that good is going to be your best shot. So you got to take advantage of every shot that you're going to take, especially now, since towards the end of the year, they weren't leaving me as much, so I had to make a more difficult shot. But honestly, the crazy part is, you can ask my parents, I've been shooting like this since I was 5 years old.
Oh, really?
I was going to ask you that. You talk about reps, and at the end of the year, they were guarding you more heavily. Quick release,
Yes.
How do you practice that?
Okay, my shot has never been mechanical. My shot has always been like this. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. When I was 5 years old, my mom lost me at Chuck E. Cheese. My mom was like, "Where is my son?" My mom is running around, and she ran past me and didn't even realize it because it was a lot of people surrounding me. I was at the basketball thing, and my uncle was just getting tokens from random people because they wanted to watch me shoot because I kept breaking the high score. I swear this is not a fake story. My mom tells everybody this story, and if y'all ever see my mom, y'all gotta ask her because this is actually the craziest story ever. Later on, when I was she told me this story when I was 12, and I keep re-hearing the story as I get older. But I literally been shooting the ball like this since I was born. I was low-key a born shooter, and then I just perfected it as I got older.
So if you get a wide open shot, the defenses rotate,
That's
and
rare.
you're wide open.
That's rare.
I
Yeah, it's a layup.
mean, is it a more difficult shot than your quick release?
Almost. It's almost harder to shoot when I'm by myself because I'm not used to it. Because it's usually when I shoot the ball, it'd be people literally right there waiting for me to shoot the ball. But I definitely feel it's more pressure when it's wide open. It's okay, hey, you know, you ain't never been here before. Like, come on, it's time to lock in. So,
Is there a shot you won't take? I didn't think so. I was just wondering.
come on now.
Is there a shot Coach Wade doesn't want you to take?
Oh, you gotta live with those sometimes. Sometimes you gotta live with those. I mean, you gotta. I'll be talking to Vern sometimes. Coach Wade will get mad at me sometimes when I shoot like an ill-advised shot. He'll look at me like look at me, and then Vern will be like, "You just gotta make it, two. Come on, two. Lock in. You just gotta make it." So, yeah, sometimes you just gotta make the ones that's like sometimes not a good shot, but I feel like it's not such thing as a shot that I can't make.
And one more I want to ask you about the last season, the schedule. You went on the road and probably had the biggest road win in school history, winning at Michigan. What was it like to win at that place?
That was actually like, cause when you grow up, you watch teams like Kentucky, Kansas, and I feel like Michigan are one of those teams that you look at and it's like, if they talk to you, you want to go there as a basketball player. So me actually going into their gym and beating them was like definitely one of the biggest highlights of my career, if not the biggest highlight. And the only thing that let me down is I don't know if he took it in a rude way. Like, I'm actually a fan like of Juwan Howard. Like, after we beat them, I asked for a picture. No, I really asked for a picture. He was like,
give it to you?
No, he said it looked bad, but I really wanted a picture with Juwan Howard. I actually am a really big fan of him.
And I guess the next question is, this year's expectations. How high are they for you guys inside the locker room?
It's super high, and we know it's super high, and that's why sometimes in practice when we lose track of focus or something like that, we have to like lock back in, because every second, every minute, all that, everything counts right now. Like, we play South Dakota State, and people are overlooking that game because we have Alabama, Kansas State, but like South Dakota State is a really good team. Like, they've been good, and like it don't matter who's in their organization, they're going to be good because the offense that they play, and it's very hard to guard their offense. So every game this year, like literally, is going to be super, super tough. So we just really have to be really good. We have to be focused, and the details are going to be big all year, because like we were winning a lot of games by 20 last year. Like, these games this year is going to be dogfights.
Well, yeah, you see, and I know we're running long on time, but one more. You see these videos that are put out during practice, and Coach Wade getting on the players.
Yeah.
That's not for show. That's real.
Yeah, nah. I don't. Yeah, people don't get it confused. That's not. I promise you, we can't post what he really says 95% of the time. Like, you will look at us totally different, but I feel that's why when it's 4 minutes left, it's 3 minutes left, and we're down 6, and we're down. You know what I'm saying? Our back against the wall. I feel like that's why we respond the way we do, because we've been in way tougher situations. Our workouts, road games, all those things that y'all don't see that I wish y'all saw, because y'all be like, why are we doing this? All that stuff, when we're on the court and we're in between those lines, it shows like we're built to last. Like, we're one of those teams, like we're made out of, like I said it before, I don't know if y'all heard. You play for Coach Wade, you gotta have alligator skin. You gotta have alligator skin.
DJ Richard's been our guest. When we come back, Matt will finish up, if we can get past this after this on Poke Nation.
Whether it's an injury case, a property case, or a business dispute, our lawyers are at the top of their game. Ask anyone who knows us. At Veron Bice, we don't enter popularity contests. The only ratings we care about are the verdicts we've obtained for our clients. Ask anyone who knows us.